Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, nama saya Muhammad Haikal dengan NIM 10 15 61 25 008. Di sini saya akan memenuhi tugas kami, yaitu tugas UAS Bahasa Inggris. Dengan dosen pengampu Nur Kadrianti Hasanuddin MPD. Noun accreditation, akreditasi. Verb accredit, mengakreditasi. Adjective accredited, accredited, mengakreditasi. Noun graduation, kelulusan. Adjective verb graduate, lulus. Adjective graduate, lulusan. Graduated, lulusan. Noun requirements, keperluan. Verb require, memerlukan. Adjective required, diperlukan. Noun application, penerapan. Verb apply, menerapkan. Adjective applicable, dapat menerapkan. Noun tradition, tradisi. Verb traditionalize, mentradisikan. Adjective traditional, tradisional. Noun profession, persiapan. Verb prepare, mempersiapkan. Adjective prepared, siap. Noun performance, penampilan. Verb perform, tampil. Adjective performative, performative. Noun education, pendidikan. Verb educate, mendidik. Adjective educational, berpendidikan. Noun prescription, resep. Verb prescribable, meresepkan. Adjective prescriptive, bersifat memberi aturan. Noun maintenance, pemeliharaan. Verb maintain, memelihara. Adjective maintainable, dapat memelihara. Baik, selanjutnya kita beralih ke bacaan teks bahasa Inggris, yaitu the teaching method of the Prophet Muhammad (PBUH). The teaching method of the Prophet Muhammad (PBUH). Allah SWT sent Muhammad (PBUH) to instruct us, to teach us the principle of religion so that we might attain wisdom. We are meant to follow the example of the Prophet, and whatever we comprehend and get benefit from when learning the principle of Islam. It benefits us to investigate the ways the Prophet taught his companions. In fact, there were many different teaching techniques that Prophet Muhammad FBUH utilized. Following are a few examples. The Prophet who sometimes repeat something every time. One example is the hadith narrated by Abu Shurai. The Prophet said, "By Allah, he does not believe." It was said, "Who is dead, O Allah, apostle?" He said, "That person whose neighbor does not feel safe from his evil." Another technique that he utilized effectively was asking a question to pique the interest and curiosity of the listener. An example is when the Prophet asked his companions, "What would be the situation of someone who has a river at his door, and every day, 5 times a day, he comes out and he takes a bath in that river? At the end of the day, would he have any there on himself?" They responded, "They won't be another on him, O Rasulullah." The Prophet said, "Similarly, there are the 5 prayers cleansing the person in this way." In the Abbas hadith, the Prophet not only used a question to bring the listener mind to attentiveness, he also used an analogy, making a similarity between the 5 daily prayers as the cleansing of heart and soul to the river. The cleanses the body. Just as the Prophet used an analogy to illustrate a point verbally, he also used illustration to make a point graphically. Once the Prophet drew a straight line through the center, they drew lines to the right and lines to the left of the first line. While the people were looking at the drawing, he recited the fair, and verily this is my straight path. So follow it, and follow not other path, for they will separate you away from his path. In other instances, he illustrated his by using his heart when he said, "I am the one who takes care of the orphans are in paradise like this." As he was speaking, he interlaced his figures, using daily living experiences of opportunity to instruct. The Prophet FBUH once was traveling with some companions, and when it was time to prepare food, he asked them to slaughter a sheep. One man said he would do that, another said he would skin it, and third said he would cook it. Then the messenger of Allah said, I will collect wood for the fire. They said, no, we will do that work for you. The Prophet answered, I know that you can do it for me, but I hate to be freed. Allah hates to see a fair fan of his privilege bears other, and the Prophet went and collected firewood.